Hello, my name is Kathy Piercing, and I am an interpreter in the English booth at SKIC. Today, I'm going to talk to you about green consumerism and how the big high street channels in the UK are trying to convince consumers that if they buy the right green products, then they are going to save the planet. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about, and I'll start now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not easy being green. Believe me, I tried. I tried really hard a lot of the time, but I also failed a lot of the time too, because I just can't bring myself to turn the heating down to 18 degrees in the winter, and I can't bring myself to have only 3-minute long lukewarm tempered showers. I can't bring myself either to eat nothing but locally produced multi-parsnips all the way to the winter, or wear second-hand clothes from charity shops instead of proper clothes. I know that makes me a terrible person, but I just can't do it. But it seems like I am in luck, because now, according to UK high street chains, I don't need to any of that and be green. I can be green and gorgeous. I can eco-conscious and fashionable. All I have to do is go shopping and buy latest climate-friendly consumer products. This is a great relief to me. I'm very pleased that I don't have to get on my wellies and go march to Whitehall or Downing Street or give up flying. All I need to do now is shop. These big chains say that we don't need to change anything much at all in our affluent consumerist lifestyles. Can this possibly be true? Well, Marks and Spencer's or M&S say ever sounding yes. They are leading the way in this new corporate ethical revolution, and they have been really refitting an environmentally friendly way all of their shops and businesses across the company. They intend to be carbon neutral by the end of this year. They are going to put warning labels on food produce that has been flown in, so any air-rated food would have a warning label on it. They will also going to open several model green stores. They intend to reduce their waste eventually to zero, and they also say that the key clothing ranges are going to be made of 100% fair trade organic cotton. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? They managed to convince Greenpeace, who uphold them as an example to follow, and Greenpeace urges other retailers to follow suit. And indeed, M&S are not alone. There's a big DIY do-it-yourself superstore called B&Q in the UK, and they are setting themselves up as a one-stop shop for any householders who want to make their homes more energy efficient. The big supermarkets, Tesco, also says that it will raise prices on foods to pay for what it calls a revolution in green consumption. But you don't have to dig very deep to start coming across some glaring contradictions. If you think about it for a minute, Marks and Spencer's can say whatever they like, but ultimately they are a shop who sells clothes, in which deals in fashion, and fashion is by its very nature the antithesis of sustainability. The whole point of fashion and fashion trends is that people buy more and more clothes every year. Trends change, and so you have to keep changing your clothes. If they didn't bring out any more new trends, well, they would probably end up not selling any new clothes. And B&Q and your Y Superstore, they say that they are going to help people be more environmentally friendly, and yet they sell patio heaters. You know, those lamps that give out heat on for terraces and patios, which are totally unenvironmentally friendly. And let's look at Tesco. Tesco says they're going to lead this revolution in green consumption, but their whole system of selling is anti low carbon. A lot of their supermarkets are at the edge of towns, so people have to go by car to the supermarket. Also, the way that the distribution and supply networks are organized are very centralized, and so that's the opposite of local shopping. They truck produce from one end of the country to the other for processing, and then they're back again for selling. So there's lots of moving around the country in big vans and trucks, which of course produce the environment. Supermarkets like Tesco thrive off in a globalized food economy. That way, they can source the cheapest foods, even if that food comes from abroad. So, whereas in the past we used to buy cherries from Kent, now cherries are flown in much cheaper from Turkey. Apples are the same. Apples used to come from British orchards. We have wonderful variety of apples in Britain. But no, it's cheaper to fly them in from Chile or New Zealand. And Tesco still do that, which again is not exactly green. So they seem to be saying one thing and doing another. They talk about localism, I producing and selling things locally, but the way the business modeling is organized absolutely precludes this kind of localism. We see the same contradictions with energy suppliers. For example, British Gas claims that it has helped more than 6 million UK households to become more energy efficient. They say that by doing this, they have managed to save 618 tons of CO2. But again, we just need to stop and think about this for a minute. British Gas and other energy suppliers make money by selling those energy. If any serious move were made towards household consuming less energy, then British Gas's profits would fall, and there's no way a big corporation is going to do anything which would make that its profit would fall. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that we need to consume less of everything, not just energy. And nobody's going to make any money out of that. If we consume less, everybody's profit would fall. And we're certainly not going to be consuming electricity or energy anyway. Electricity use and carbon emissions are still rising in the year on year. In the past, if a household had a television, it was a big deal, and in terms of other electrical appliances, they perhaps had a fridge, maybe a toaster, but that would be about all. But if you think about today's households, we have dishwashers, washing machines, microwaves, DVD machines, at least one computer, if not more perhaps, televisions, power tools, and so on and so forth. We have more and more and more appliances that need electricity. So what British Gas is saying can't be true, nor what Tesco and M&S and B&Q are saying. To me, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that these eco-friendly products and this push for green consumption is just another big money spender for big business. they can be really serious about combating climate change because, frankly, if they were, they would end up out of business. I think that they're just doing it to make people like me feel a bit better, or fair weather environmentalists. That is to say, that is those of us who will be green when it suits us and as long as it doesn't cause us too many hardships. So if we combine green products and organic products, it eases our consciousness a little bit. We are all matter people who would drive to supermarkets in fuel gasoline 4x4 jeeps to buy organic carrots, and therefore they think that they are saving the planet, making it a better place, when in fact they're part of the problem. In conclusion, there is a reason why we have this green mantra, which is reduce, reuse, recycle. And if we don't do those things, we're not going to save the planet. We certainly do need to do all of these things, but especially we need to reduce the amount of things we buy. I know deep down in my heart of hearts that to be really green, we do need to make a radical change to our lifestyle. And I do need to all of those unpleasant things that I mentioned at the beginning of my speech. I do need to reduce the amount of water I use. I need to reduce the amount of energy I spent on my heating. I need to stop buying pineapples from Costa Rica or strawberries in December from Spanish greenhouses, but I rather need to eat local in season produce, which I know can be delicious. So I'm afraid to say, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the only way forward if we're to save our planet. We're certainly not going to be able to just shop our way out of this mess. Thank you.